Snapshot 24w37a is out with chunk loading ender pearls and lots of bug fixes. My name is Sliced Lime and this is a guide to all the changes. Let's start with the ender pearls. Any thrown ender pearl now loads chunks around it in a 3x3 chunk area, just like an entity going through a portal. This is accompanied by a change to how ender pearls relate to players. They now belong to the player just like a mount would, which means that ender pearls will now vanish from the world when a player that threw them logs out, and reappear when that player loads back in. This then also reloads the chunks around them. To be specific, an ender pearl creates a new ticket for chunk loading every time it moves into a new chunk, and also periodically every 10 seconds. This is also accompanied by a fix that makes ender pearls actually teleport players to the correct location. Other gameplay fixes. An old and famous bug causing boats to break when they fell from certain exact heights has been fixed. And boats now once again drop in item form when they are destroyed. They started dropping nothing in recent snapshots. Wind charges no longer launch entities hit by them extra high into the air, and wither skulls and fireballs are back to dealing their normal amounts of damage and knockback. Mobs using maces now deal extra damage based on fall height instead of just showing particles, and if you die to one, you now get the correct death message. Chainmail armor now looks like armor once again, and netherite armor no longer looks like diamond armor. Golden armor pieces now have the correct amount of max durability once again. Elytra no longer takes durability damage like armor when you are hit. Creative mode players no longer move through portals without being teleported when throwing Riptide Tridents. Loyalty Tridents returning to their owner no longer get stuck on blocks and spam sounds. Projectiles now once again move properly after being deflected, and no longer move after hitting a block. And shields now once again block incoming projectiles properly. You can no longer equip skulls, player heads, or carved pumpkins by right-clicking, which had started to be possible in a recent snapshot. This prevents accidentally wearing them while trying to place them. The hand animation for using items now plays immediately and consistently once again, and now once again plays at the correct height. Trees that grow no longer replace player-placed leaves with new ones that can decay. And sweet berry bushes now once again deal damage to mobs. Some mob news. Piglins no longer detach from their armor when they are admiring an item offered up for bartering. And breezes now attack even when their target is very close to them. Lots of fixes for bugs when mobs convert to other mob types in this version. To begin with, a change from a recent snapshot has been reverted. Mobs no longer transition the health they are at when they convert. This fixes a bug that caused villagers to die while converting to zombie villagers. Cured villagers no longer have the wrong movement speed, and villagers converted into witches no longer move very fast. Witches created from armored villagers no longer get protected by the armor they're no longer wearing. And converted mobs no longer drop the loot of the original mob. Finally, riding a pig that is converted into a zombified piglin no longer causes an error which teleports the player to the origin of the world. Some visual news as well. The heads of players are now correctly positioned while in the swimming pose, and no longer snap 90 degrees when a player exits the swimming pose. Armor sleeves now follow the animation of the arms when you switch to or from items with special use animations. Player capes no longer detach from the player's body when moving. Horse armor now renders correctly when viewed in the horse inventory. Salmon no longer have the wrong size for one tick after being placed from a bucket. The animation speed of end crystals is now back to being constant. The bottom faces of torches and soul torches are now culled properly against solid blocks. Spectral arrows now have their full look again when using the Programmer Art resource pack. And some special features of mobs like charged creeper armors, breeze wind, and the glowing eyes of some mobs are now once again properly affected by all types of fog. In user interface news, fractions in the tooltips of bee nests and hives now have the correct format. Item tooltips now have their extra padding back around the text. And the air item now once again has a name. With the experimental bundle pack on, some fixes for that as well. You can now scroll in the creative inventory even when the mouse pointer is hovering over a bundle. and bundles that properly return to their closed icon when placed in a crafting table and when swapped into the mouse cursor. In addition, this version comes with stability fixes in the form of several crash fixes. And of course, it also comes with technical changes in Datapack version 53 and Resource Pack version 38. If you're also interested in those changes, keep your eye on the channel for a separate video about that. But that's all for this one. Buttons for YouTube algorithm satisfaction have been provided below the video should you so be inclined. Thank you for watching, my name is Slime, and I'll see you next time.